lot of familiar faces, a lot of friends. Thank you so much for being here with me. It's something that I look forward to doing every year. It's something that's very dear to Marcia and I. But doing this vocal interpretation class, it's something that I don't really do. I don't really do that much of it, but I see that it's in many cases it's needed because I hear so many great voices out there, and when it comes to singing ranchero music, from rancheras balseadas, the 4/4 slow rancheras, huapango sones. Sometimes those great voices sort of fall short, of really hitting home. I mean, you hear some great instruments, and then you say, well, what's missing here? And I started at a very young age, working in the recording studio. I was at the age of 19, and I was putting a lot of effort into my arranging a lot of the tracks for local singers in LA, and I soon realized that I was putting more passion into the music, into recording it, and than actually the singers coming and doing their vocal parts. I can't believe that I did this arrangement. It was like so over arranged for the singers that I had, and they should have been very, very simple arrangements for them. So I had to try very, very hard to get these singers to really fill in the arrangement, because the arrangement was so lush and so, it was pretty well done and well recorded. And I go, wow, these singers are really falling short. How can I do it? How can I get the best out of this person that doesn't have a great vibrato, but also has a great color voice? How can I come up with a concept for them to have a certain style, their own style, that really fits their strengths? And sometimes it's better if you have somebody from the outside letting you know what, you sound better when you do it this way. That's where the artistic direction comes. And I learned that at a very, very young age. And to me, it's really fun to work with singers that are still in that process of trying to find their style that identifies them. Like if there was, for instance, Nidia Rojas. I don't know, some of you know Nidia Rojas. Nidia was 15 when she recorded the first album that I produced for her. Now, she was very, very much influenced by Aida Cuevas. And Aida Cuevas is one of Mexico's great mariachi music singers. She sounded, like 95% of everything she sang sounded just like Aida. I go, Mija, you got to do this. Look, let's get away from this because that's too much of Aida. I knew Aida because I had recorded with her. So I was trying to find Aida's path, to sing. So that's what we're going to try to do here. Now, how many of you here are maybe vocal teachers? Vocal teachers, okay. And how many of you have to work with your students as far as singing, right? Them singing the songs that you're teaching them? How many of you do have experience singing? Okay, most of you do. So what I like to do, I'd also like to let you know that, all the vocal exercises, the warm-ups, I'm sure that you guys have been through those. That is so important. Because if you're not careful in mariachi music, you could blow out your voice like that, if you're not careful. Because it's not only the time of the day that they're singing and they're performing, or in the evening, plus, if you're over 21, you add on a tequila or two. So, without us really realizing, we begin to hurt our voice, right? We want to drink something cold. We don't realize that having, having ice, cold drinks, it's not good because it sort of numbs your cords. And it makes you sometimes push more than what you should be pushing when you're singing. Eating sweets right before you sing, really bad. Having sugar because it dries your, she's going, oops. It dries your voice, it dries it up, So that kind of stuff is very, very important. And some of you that can't have dairy, that's not good. That's my brother Chuy. He cannot have, a day before, he doesn't eat dairy before he performs. He didn't know that. I go, you know what, bro, you have to stop eating dairy. Try it. And then, also when I heard him, I go, man, your voice sounds like 20 years ago. And it was because he got rid of the dairy the day before. So he does that. So we all try to find, okay, what works for us? So what can we do, to give kids or teachers some good advice for singing? That's very, very important. Knowing the text, knowing what the song is all about, very, very important. Obviamente, songs like Por un Amor, Los Laureles, the classics. Hay unos ojos. La Malagueña, Cucurrucucu Paloma. These are classics. Knowing what you're singing about, very important. If you don't know Spanish that much, but at least you could try to find a translation of it, of the songs. So you could at least sort of indicate to the kid that does know Spanish, to let them know, what the song means, where it's coming from. That's very, very important. It's hard to teach a kid to sing about heartache because, they have to really use their imagination, You sing something like, por un amor, me desvelo y vivo apasionado, tengo un amor. So, depending on the arrangement that you're playing, once I put this chord, it sort of guided me to want to sing it a different way because it made it a little bit more, I think for me, more heartfelt, putting these little substitutes, preparation chords, sort of, I don't know, for me it makes it more personal, the arrangement, right? Tengo un amor, this is more ranchero, pero tengo un amor. There's something about that chord that sort of moves me towards the way that I want to say what's coming up. Que en mi vida dejo para siempre amargo dolor, oh amargo dolor. Still goes with the whole feel of that other E minor chord. All that stuff has something to do with the way that you're going to interpret a song. What I want to do is maybe work with a few of you, to see how much I could get out of your interpretation of the song, and for everyone else to really see what's going on, what I'm doing with their voice. ¿Quiénes son los que cantan aquí? Yo sé que cantas, tú trabajé contigo. ¿Trabajé contigo ya? Did I work with you before?
No.
I want to work with somebody different. También no he trabajado contigo, María, ¿verdad? Voy a trabajar contigo.
Okay, Hernandez.
Aplauso, por favor. Víctima número 1. Qué gusto me da verte. ¿Qué te gusta cantar, Marta? ¿Qué conoces de canciones mexicanas? Algo que te sientes más o menos...
Pues me conozco bastantes, pero vamos a ver una de aquí, Cariño.
Sí, sí, claro.
Por un amor.
Sí. ¿Qué te gusta? ¿Te gustan los boleros o te gustan los rancheros?
La Llorona, la Sandunga.
Sí.
La Malagueña.
Mira. Pues la Llorona, yo pienso que la vas a cantar, ¿verdad? ¿Sí?
O bueno.
Todos me dicen el negro.
Llorona, negro pero cariñoso. Yo soy como el chile verde.
Ok. Pero ese tono es más para los de los niños, right? You're going to your head voice, ¿verdad?
Right.
I want to see where you're at with your chest voice.
That's why, I'm an opera singer, so I mean for me...
Because it sounds beautiful there, right?
Yeah, but I want to know how to...
Exactly, so I'm going to keep it more for your chest voice, okay?
Yeah.
So we're going to go down to about maybe... Todos me dicen el...
Todos me dicen eres negro, llorona, negro pero cariñoso. Todos me dicen eres negro, llorona, negro pero cariñoso. Yo soy como el chile verde, llorona, picante pero sabroso.
So right there we're in E minor, right? I still think to give it more passion, we might go up to F minor. Maybe even G minor. Let's see if you could reach it. Because it goes into a B flat, you know,
Okay.
chest voice.
Ay de mí, llorona, llorona de azul celeste. Ay de mí, llorona, llorona de azul celeste. Y aunque la vida me cueste, llorona, no dejaré de quererte. Que aunque la vida me cueste.
Oh, so you don't
I
have to go to
just-
that note, right? You know?
Well, I was tempted to go to the head voice.
I think you could really hit the chest voice.
Okay.
See?
Okay. Sure. Aunque la vida me
That's it.
cueste.
Now, try not to hit the note and stay there. Es, aunque la vida me cueste, llorona. Aunque la vida me cueste, llorona.
Y aunque la vida, sorry. Y aunque la vida me cueste, llorona.
Y aunque la vida me cueste, llorona.
Y aunque la vida me cueste, llorona, no dejaré de quererte.
Okay, so your vocal is very, very, you know, even. You know, you're taking
Well,
care of,
yes.
of your placement, your voice, where it's at. Okay. In mariachi, we get away from that a little bit without really leaving the technique of knowing where your voice is at, right? Whether it's chest, head voice, or a mix, or all that stuff, right? So, I hate F minor in the vihuela, but F minor would be even
Alright.
better for you. A ver.
Ay de mí, llorona, llorona de ayer y hoy.
So, you know, just that phrase. Ay, de mi llorona, llorona de ayer y hoy. You're putting more emphasis on those words.
Yeah.
You're telling a story, right?
Okay.
You're not thinking
It's
so
the
much
text.
melody, boom,
Right,
tempo,
right.
right? Right?
Okay.
So,
Ay de mí, llorona, llorona de ayer y hoy.
much different.
Yes.
Ay de mí, llorona.
Okay, so what you did there is perfect. The first time, do it simple. Ay, de mi llorona, llorona de ayer y hoy. Then, ay, de mi llorona.
Yeah.
See, like that's not the same both times. And it's always, you always have people, wow, okay, you're taking them somewhere, right? Try that one time.
The second one.
The first, right from the beginning.
Ay de mí, llorona.
Ay, de mi llorona.
Ay de mí, llorona, llorona de ayer y hoy. Ay de mí, llorona, llorona, llorona de ayer y hoy.
Now, volume.
Que aunque la vida me cueste, llorona, no dejaré de quererte. Que aunque la vida me cueste, llorona,
Now, come out of your comfort zone.
Okay.
Y aunque la vida me cueste llorona. Come out of your comfort zone. Okay?
Y aunque la vida me cueste, llorona.
No, don't go, you don't have to go up. Y aunque la vida me cueste llorona. Ta-da-da. Okay.
Y aunque la vida me cueste, llorona, no dejaré de quererte. Y aunque la vida me cueste, llorona, no dejaré de quererte.
You hear how she said llorona? She said it in a very, to me, I never heard anybody say the word llorona like she did right now. So that's very much her. That's, I would build off of that
Okay.
to start defining her style of singing. Because the way she said Llorona, she said it in a way that I've never heard it before. And that's what we sort of look for when we're recording somebody. Why? Because when people listen to that on radio or listen to it on CD or now Spotify and all this stuff, right? You want to hear something different, a fresh voice, a different kind of voice. So that's what we try to do. It's very much of the commercial singing, but believe it or not. Porque ese es del pueblo, ¿verdad? Estás en el pueblo, oyes al tío Chuy cantando de una manera, ¿verdad? Los mandados de una manera y luego oyes al tío Beto acá cantando de otra, la misma canción de otra manera, right? There isn't a particular style of singing. Okay, this is the way it's supposed to be done. Everybody has their own personality when it comes to singing. Well, the way you said Llorona, that's part of the way that you speak, right? And that's how we try to start defining different ways of singing. And yeah, it's hard to come out of your comfort zone, right?
Yes.
The great thing about it is that when you're in a studio, that you could do one take, you could do another take, you do 3 or 4 takes, and all of a sudden, you come, you sit down with the producer or the director, and you start listening to every take, and you say, ooh, I like that. Okay, let's save that one. Boom, you put it, right? You comp it. And then you go to the next 4 takes. Ooh, I like this one. Okay, boom. You do like one, out of all of the 4 takes, you do one master take, and all of a sudden, you're just hearing this interpretation that just said, wow, that's me singing. Yeah, that's you singing it in 4 different takes. Once you hear that master take, then you get an idea of what's your strength. Because every phrase is your strength out of 4 plays. And that's how we sort of work into like producing a vocal for a record and stuff like that. But for a kid too, I mean, it's choosing the right songs for the right kid, right? And it's so important.
And the right key?
In the right key. In the right key. Well, for you, para fa menor. Yeah. It's a little comfortable, for the guitarrón and a little dark in the way, but for the kids, we do A minor. It's perfect for them. But that's great. Aplauso para ella.
Thank you.
Yeah, so all that is very, very important. Like, right now we're working on a new potpourri that I wrote called El Potpourri de las Marías, right? So I go, I want to do a potpourri that's just dedicated to Maria, the name Maria, right? So I go, okay, let's find. Obviamente Maria Elena, which is a classic waltz, right? Actually, that's been lost. Like nobody does that anymore, right? Maria Bonita, hardly nobody sings them anymore, and they're the classics, right? But I've always liked the song Maria, the Bernstein song, Maria, Maria, da, 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 and the Spanish lyric for that is gorgeous. So I figure, okay, we'll put in Bernstein with mariachi, no problem. So yeah, we decided to do Maria, going to Maria Elena, going to Maria Bonita. Now I picked those songs also because I've got 2 tenors in my group. I got Lupe and I got Ricardo. And I go, man, these songs, they're gonna take them, yeah, people are gonna love the way these guys sing these songs because it's their strength, right? I wouldn't put Chuy to sing Maria Bonita, acuérdate de Acapulco, no. But Chuy does a trio of Maria, da, 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 right? So picking the song for the right singer is very, very important. You're singing. How many of you have like several pretty good singers in your school groups that you guys know? And do they all sing like in a different style, pretty much?
Oh, yeah.
Right? So you work with picking out songs that sort of fit their strengths, too, right? That's very, very important. Esa de la Llorona te queda muy bien. Te queda muy bien esa canción. We're going to work with Maria. Talking about Maria. Now, I heard you sing a little bit not too long ago. That's the first time I heard you sing, right? So, ¿qué tipo de canción te sientes a gusto? What type of song do you feel comfortable singing?
I like rancheras. I mean, I sing just really like the ones that they always ask for. Amor eternos, arreles, si nos dejan, aires del mañana.
A ver, vamos a oír un bolero, si nos dejan.
Sí,
¿Qué ponemos? ¿Sol?
Si nos dejan, nos vamos a querer toda la vida. Si nos dejan, nos vamos a vivir a un mundo nuevo.
Okay, so we're going to start with that little part of the verse. And what I want to take away from you, si nos dejan, nos vamos a querer toda la vida. I think you did something there.
Yeah.
Let me hear it one more time.
Yeah. Si nos dejan, nos vamos a querer toda la vida.
That note, ida. No,
No.
we're going to find a different way of saying it.
Okay.
Nos vamos a querer toda la vida, 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 vida. Okay? Nos vamos a querer
toda
y the same. Toda la vida. Okay? Nos vamos a querer.
la vida.
There, you're out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
So what you have to try to do is imitate what I'm trying to tell you. Eh?
Okay.
Nos vamos a querer toda la vida. Okay? Because that note that I'm taking away from you, it's like your comfort note.
Right.
Right? But it takes away from your interpretation, that note. Yeah? Okay? Si nos dejan,
Nos vamos a querer toda la vida.
much better.
Yeah.
You notice that I took that note away, and all of a sudden, it just sounds, it feels weird, but it sounds better out here.
Okay.
Now, I need you really to loosen up a little bit more when you're saying the words.
Okay.
Like if you mean it, okay?
Okay.
Okay, imagine who you're singing it to.
Okay. Si nos dejan, nos vamos a querer toda la vida.
Much better, right? Now we're gonna pause still. Nos vamos a querer toda la vida. Okay? So you're actually back phrasing like 3 beats almost. But we're not thinking about it. We're thinking about what you're saying. Yeah, okay? Within what's happening musically, right?
Si nos dejan, nos vamos a querer toda la vida. Si nos dejan,
Oh, now try. Si nos dejan.
si nos dejan,
Eso. Si nos dejan.
si nos dejan,
Eso. Bonito
Okay.
allí. ¿Eh? Nos vamos a querer
toda la vida. Si nos dejan, nos vamos
a vivir.
a un mundo nuevo. Y yo creo podemos ver el nuevo amanecer de un nuevo día.
Yo creo podemos ver el nuevo amanecer de un nuevo día. Get more into what you're saying. Eh? Don't you right now you're thinking so much about your note and what's going on here that the whole interpretation is sort of getting lost. You know, yo creo podemos ver el nuevo amanecer de un nuevo día, de un nuevo día. Okay.
Yo creo podemos ver el nuevo amanecer de un nuevo día. Y yo pienso que tú y yo podemos ser felices todavía.
Now don't do the turn. Yo pienso que tú y yo. You don't have to do that. Yo pienso que tú y yo. Que tú y yo. Yo pienso.
Yo pienso que tú y yo.
No. Yo pienso que tú y yo podemos ser felices.
Okay.
Yo pienso que tú y yo. Fíjate que si tú me lo estás diciendo, yo te lo digo. Yo pienso que tú y yo. Yo pienso que tú y yo. Yo pienso que tú y yo podemos ser felices todavía. Estás convenciendo a la persona, ¿verdad?
Okay.
Todavía.
Yo pienso que tú y yo.
Yo pienso que tú y yo. Don't worry about the vibrato at the end of the yo.
Okay.
Say the word better.
Okay. Yo pienso que tú y yo.
Que tú y yo
Que tú y yo
Eso, and shorter.
Yo pienso que tú y yo.
No, don't think about singing it. Yo pienso que tú y yo.
Like softer.
Yo pienso que tú y yo.
Eso. Right now you didn't really think about it.
Yo pienso que tú y yo podemos ser felices todavía. Si nos dejan, buscamos un rincón cerca del cielo. Si nos dejan, haremos de las nubes terciopelo. Y ahí, juntitos los dos, cerquita de Dios, será lo que soñamos. Si nos dejan, te llevo de la mano, corazón, y ahí nos vamos.
Eso. And just remember, you have a certain quality of your voice that would sound really good with boleros and ranchero too. Yeah, you just have to find that balance and try to really record yourself and be really critical about how you're saying things.
Okay.
You know, because what I find in a lot of mariachi female singers, they all sort of sound the same. They all sort of sing the same. They all want to do the same vibrato, the same every note vibrato, everything. It really drives me nuts, right? It really does, because no, there should be. It's like if we all want to sing like Lupe in my group. No, everyone has their own quality. Everyone has their own strengths, and you sort of have to build on that. Like for you have to feel more confident to be able to tell the story, the lyric. Because you go right away, you go into your comfort zone, and because you feel a little like you feel a bit nervous about people hearing your voice, right?
Okay.
You just gotta feel more confident. Tienes bonita voz, ¿verdad? Tienes bonita voz. You're just also careful where your placement is. There's a certain note that you can't tune up. What happens when we struggle with a certain note for pitch, on an A or an A or an O, I always have them change the vowel to try to tune it. Like if I say, ah, oh, yeah, oh. If they're like, ah, they're like flat, I go try to say, E, E. They hear it better with an E. Now it's go, yeah. So with the placement. So if you guys try to sing that note, that D, E. The A tends to want to go a little flat. So sometimes when we go directly into an A, and if it's flat, I have them correct it by singing an E or an A. Because have you guys ever gone through that where you're singing and you say, damn it, I know I'm out of tune, but why can't I? Well, it's because the placement is not where it's supposed to be, right? So we go to another vowel to try to correct it, right? So that's why those exercises are so important, right? To be able to control that. So that's how we fix it in the studio, right? There's some guys that really need that help, and some others that really don't need that help. A ver, canta una ranchera, una más movida. ¿Los laureles?
Pues háblele eso, herradero.
¿El herradero?
Sí, herradero.
¿Qué tal? ¿En la cantas? A ver.
Ay.
¿Qué?
Oh, you already know one of those already. Ay, qué linda.
Pero, don't cut that off.
Ay, qué linda, qué re chula es la fiesta de mi rancho, con sus chinas, mariachis y canciones, y esos charros que traen sombrero ancho.
No, away from that turn. Que traen sombrero ancho. Slur it down better.
Que traen sombrero ancho.
Ancho, ancho, ancho. Start the vibrato on the O.
Okay.
Y esos charros.
Y esos charros que traen sombrero ancho.
No, not the turn. You see how it goes automatic?
It's okay.
Y esos charros que traen sombrero ancho. Okay?
Y esos charros que traen sombrero ancho.
Yeah. Say
wrong.
oh, say oh,
Oh,
oh, don't think about it. Go say
oh.
You don't have to do oh so much of that. You don't have D, yo,
Yo,
ancho.
ancho.
Es más natural, right? Because now you're going, esos charros que traen sombrero ancho. You're doing this. And it changes the
Okay.
yeah.
Y esos charros que traen sombrero ancho.
Ancho. Mira, oh, esos charros que traen sombrero ancho. But the ancho, don't do that because a billion people sing it like that, right? Ancho. Everyone wants to do a stylistic thing, right? Ancho. There's a place where you probably, I'll let you do that, but not there.
Okay.
Yeah?
Y esos charros que traen sombrero ancho.
Ancho. Fíjate.
Ancho.
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 No, turns. No.
Ancho. Ancho. I mean, it's great to do it like 5 different ways. Ancho. 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 I mean, the idea is to do it 5, 6 different ways and be flexible to do it. Because if you only sing one way, everything you're going to sing the same way.
Okay.
That's a whole idea of working with people out of their comfort zone and say, you know, you hear a quality in their voice, you know what, this could work. It's going to take a little time. But once you get that confidence, then all of a sudden the interpretation starts getting better and better and better. It's weird, but when I did Reina's record, la Se Te Olvida, ¿Qué te quieres saber? Pues la canta Linda, la trompetista. The girls have never ever heard her sing a bolero, ever. Because she's got a real pretty voice and stuff like that, but every note wants to, Se te olvida, que me quieres, hablar de lo que diré. Every vibrato, every note, they go, please, no. You know, but I found that there's a certain tenderness in her voice that's really sweet. I go, yeah, Se te olvida, just say it soft. We're going to go towards that way. She felt so out of her comfort zone. And it took about 3 hours to do that vocal. But you know what? I like the way it came out. I mean, people could not believe that it was her. Wow, that's you. I don't even think that she's, because they haven't really played that song enough live for her to sing it the way she recorded it. But it's possible to be able to transform someone, and for you to know different things that your voice could do without even you even knowing that, wow, okay, I can really do that. Yeah. Muy bien. Tienes bonita voz. Muy bien, María. ¿Quién más podemos trabajar? ¿Quiere cantar una? ¿Sí?
unos ojos?
Sí, claro que sí. Sí.
Eso sí. Tengo de memoria.
¿En qué tono? ¿En fa o en sol?
Hay unos ojos.
Sí, ¿quién?
Yeah, now my problem is, I also sing opera. And so I'm trying to get a straighter vibrato, use more chest and not so, fluttery highs. So when I'm singing, I have a higher voice, so when I sing the lower chest voice, it gets a little too much vibrato. So what can you do?
Well, let's see where you're going now. Yeah. You know, I've heard people that have fast vibratos,
Yeah.
but they concentrate on what they're saying,
Yeah,
on what they're saying,
yeah. And then it
that
goes
you don't really pay attention to the vibrato because they have you drawn into what they're saying. You're like, what? You know, wow, okay.
Okay.
I could tell you there, Paquita del Barrio is one of them. You know, she's got one of those particular voices that you say, okay, you know, whether you like it or not, it's very commercial. And the way she says the words is what really drives the whole thing. And she's got a very fast vibrato, right? Right? So let's, no, you gotta be over here. No, you gotta be around here. Hay unos ojos.
Hay unos ojos. See, that's a lower chest one. You're gonna test me on that. Yeah, okay. Hay unos ojos que si me miran hacen que mi alma tiemble de amor. Son unos ojos tan primorosos. Ojos más lindos no he visto yo.
No, I don't think your vibrato's fast.
You don't think so?
No, I mean,
Okay.
no, I think your vibrato's fine.
Oh, okay.
It's not like fast, like, oh my God, stop already. I mean, you sing well. I mean, I think it would just be like, to try to make it not as predictable as possible,
Okay.
right? So let's go to A.
Yeah, that was a little low. Hay unos ojos que si me miran hacen que mi alma tiemble de amor. Son unos ojos tan primorosos. Ojos. Now right there. Right there.
Your vibrato's fine. Yeah.
No, because you know, if I hold that longer, I feel like I'm going to go right into a head voice there, and how do I hold on to that chest up there?
You know what? It's that placement. You know,
Okay.
it's right where your passagios, right?
It is.
It's right
Yeah,
there.
okay.
So
Shall
a
we
lot of
try
times when I'm
almost?
arranging for somebody, I try to make sure that I put it in keys where they're right there. I mean, do you feel uncomfortable that you don't know if it's going to crack or do you?
No, not
Your
crash.
vibrato's fine. You know
Okay.
why? Because it's sort of like that
Yeah.
that climax part. Oh, gosh. And you have to hear that. You have to hear a little that raspiness, you know,
Okay.
a little that teardrop on the voice,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
Now,
So it's the
try to say, hay unos ojos. Don't
a
do
little
like
more
that.
delicate.
No, just, hay unos ojos
Okay.
que si me miran. Then the way you're doing it, just that part.
Hay unos ojos que si me miran.
You see how just by her shortening the first part, how it just, there's something, I mean, it touched me more hearing that. Just
Not
those
as
two-
predictable.
Not as predictable. You sang it really pretty the first time too, but once you shorten that first, hay unos ojos que si me, because you're very, very melodic. I mean, you're very, you know, it's very lyrical, very pretty when you sing, you know. It's just a matter of finding when to shorten words and not doing, not putting vibrato, just saying the word, saying it with the whisper, with the little teardrop, you know. Try it one more time.
Hay unos ojos que si me miran hacen que mi alma tiemble de amor. Son unos ojos tan primorosos. Ojos más lindos no he visto yo. Where did I
That's
go
right
there?
on. That's good. When you did that, now if you notice, I did a tremolo because I would do a tremolo for her to make her feel a little more confident that her voice isn't alone.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm helping her.
Thank you.
And it gives you a little sense of confidence. Okay, I'm not so like out there, right? Oh, try to. I would do it in my. If I do it in my key, right? If I go, ojos más lindos.
Ah,
Try
I'm
that.
kind of crying now.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll try that. Ojos más lindos no he visto yo.
Okay, now then I want you to drop the volume. No he visto yo.
Okay.
Do you vibrato, but do
Okay.
it dynamically.
Ojos más lindos no he visto yo.
You know, see? All that, how that hurt, that really get, yeah, there you go. You see, like all those little things. So it's a director's job to find their strengths so they could be able to, hopefully, right? It's a director that has taste, right? That says, you know, this sounds better than you. But the idea is for you guys to really feel that. You guys feel that?
Yeah.
You say, wow. Because she has this quality in her voice that you could really, really, really touch people by your it's just taking that extra level, getting to that next level of having somebody guide you, right, to do a vocal that might get there. And that was my job with Linda Ronstadt in her first album. Yeah, because Linda wanted to sing everything like really straight. When she sang this one, man, I told her, oh, Linda, man, it's just like, this is it, man. This take is like the best take. And yeah, we did three complete takes with her. And we did one comp, a bit of everyone. And I go, and you know, she didn't realize what she was listening, what was her strength singing ranchero music.
Yeah.
I go, don't you feel it, don't you? You go,
Made me feel
I'm
different.
sad because I don't feel what you're feeling. I go, well, trust me, this is where you want to be. Because when she said, oh God, when she did that, I go, that's where you want it. That's it right there.
Yeah.
Because there were some real clean ones that she did where her voice placement was just like perfect. I go, no, you want this one. This is the one that, you know, people are going to say, wow, she's, you know. And that's, you know, one's job to do that, you know, to try to find a way to get the most out of a singer, right? Somebody, you have a beautiful voice, man.
Thank you.
Applause. Who else wants to take a stab at it? Come on. ¿Quién más canta en español? Poquito. Maestra
We're gonna
Renata.
sample up just a little bit.
Sí, contigo, tú cantas también, vamos. Le damos y luego vamos acá con... Sí. Primero
There's some
ella.
guy. There's some guys.
¿Cuál quieres? ¿Ya? ¿Cuál te gusta? Sí.
Try red.
It's an A, a high A on this key. Yeah.
En aquellos tiempos de nuestra juventud, mi corazón añora la juventud de rosas, y aún sigo enamorado de ti, mi linda esposa, y a nuestro pelo negro de blanco se vistió, y a nuestros hijos viven tu juventud hermosa.
Okay, so we're working with these verses. The voice is perfect, the take is there. All you have to need is a little bit more emphasis on with certain words, right? So, say the words of the first verse.
En aquellos tiempos
En aquellos tiempos
de nuestra juventud,
de nuestra juventud,
mi corazón añora
mi corazón añora
la juventud de rosas.
la juventud de rosa. Okay. Put more emphasis on what you're saying, more diction, no? corazón añora. Mi corazón añora. Más. You have the voice for it, yeah. En aquellos tiempos
de nuestra juventud, mi corazón añora la juventud de rosas, y aún sigo enamorado de ti, mi linda esposa.
And when you sing, I know, well, you've noticed it too. When you're in your sort of head voice, mixed voice, sort of not a full voice, your vibrato, you can do it faster, right?
No,
When
I
you,
noticed that.
yeah, you do. You have that quality in your voice. When you open the voice, your vibrato slows down.
Okay,
What you want to do is when you open your voice, keep your vibrato a little more closed up.
okay. So when did I open the, like, what
When,
part of
when I told you to more fuller
Okay.
with, de nuestra juventud, mi corazón añora. Más cerradito,
Okay.
okay?
I'm trying to figure out how to make it faster.
It's all here, you know. I don't know if you do like more of an air stomach vibrato.
Maybe, yeah.
Should be more here.
What am I doing right now?
I think
So
you're
you know
doing
the
more,
difference?
yeah, because if you go,
Yeah.
try it. There you go. There you go. It might make you feel out of your comfort zone, but try it. You might feel that your vibrato's fast, but it's not.
Mi corazón añora.
That's because you're not full voice right now. Your
Yeah.
voice, your vibratos. What I tell you, when it's not full voice or vibratos, you know it's. Okay.
Mi corazón añora.
There you go. Right now you feel comfortable, right? Try it one more time.
Mi corazón añora.
One more time. So you have to practice
You hear a
that.
diff- I don't hear a difference.
Yeah, you don't hear a difference? There's a difference, believe me. There's a difference, right? Yeah. Okay, to the first verse.
Aquellos tiempos de nuestra juventud, mi corazón añora la juventud de rosas, yo aún sigo enamorado de ti.
Very good. Y aún sigo enamorado de ti. Could you do that?
Y aún sigo enamorado de
Good.
ti.
Good. We're gonna look for it because you do have it in you. Eh? Y aún sigo enamorado de ti. Just whatever you feel. It'll come up probably different than that, but it's an embellishment because it sounds really good on your voice there. At that part of the of your de la tesitura sounds nice for you to do that. Y aún sigo enamorado de ti. Y aún sigo enamorado de ti. También that's simple. There's different ways of doing it. Like I said, as long as you can do different ways, you have options. You know.
Y aún sigo enamorado de
No,
ti.
still hold the note more.
Okay.
Y aún sigo enamorado de ti.
Y aún sigo enamorado de
Eso.
ti.
You notice it's
Yeah.
she did it, not 100%, but it's something that it sounds good in your voice. What?
Y aún sigo enamorado de ti, mi linda esposa. Y a nuestro Dios lo guarde para mí eternamente, pues me ha de separar de ti solo la muerte.
nuestro pelo negro. O sea, because think what you're saying, it's really deep what you're saying, right? You're
Yes.
telling the story of, yeah, of both of you, right? It's gonna be, y a nuestro pelo negro,
Yeah.
na, na, y a nuestro pelo negro. Say it with more passion, eh?
Y a nuestro pelo negro
There it goes.
de blanco se vistió. Y a nuestros hijos viven.
Sing out. Y a nuestros hijos viven.
Y a nuestros hijos viven.
No, no. Full voice.
Y a nuestros hijos viven. Tu juventud hermosa. Yo aún sigo enamorado de ti, mi linda esposa. Dios te guarde para mí eternamente, pues me ha de separar de ti solo la muerte.
Be afraid to open your voice.
Amor como este jamás ha de existir. Y a nuestro pelo negro de blanco se vistió. Y a nuestros hijos viven. Tu juventud hermosa. Y aún sigo enamorado de ti, mi linda esposa. Yo aún sigo enamorado de ti, mi linda esposa.
And, you know, there's a real nice quality to your voice. And in el bolero, it seems like you want to play it safe and just sing soft, you know. But it's when you do those dynamic changes is when it comes out. You know?
Okay.
And now when you're dropping the voice, así, with the little turn, it just sounds so much more pleasant, you know, so much more musical.
Okay.
That's the idea. You know, when you're singing this type of music, it's man. What could I tell you? I mean, it's son canciones. Yeah. There's a friend of mine that passed away about a year ago. I think about a year ago. His name was Memo de Anda. Memo de Anda, cancionero 100% with his guitar, man. That guy, great composer, by the way. He wrote a lot of songs for Vicky Carr, you know, in Spanish. He recorded quite a few songs. One of the most well-known songs that they recorded of his, Miguel Aceves Mejia recorded a song called Yo Sé Perder. You probably know that. No voy a... No voy a darte más molestias en la vida. Canción sota. It's, yeah, Memo was, I mean, it's cancionero, de esos bohemios that would come up with lyrics that were really, really heavy. So one day, this is years ago, my nephew Toro, who's now 40, at that time he was, I think, 11 or 12 years old. And they wanted to record an album for him because he sang, since he was 3, he sang like an adult. I mean, he was like a Michael Jackson, you know, you say, is this a kid sing? That's my nephew, was like exactly like that. At 3, Vicente Hernandez would see him, he goes, are you kidding me? I mean, he would always ask him to sing when he was a little kid, 4 or 5, always singing. El Toro le dice, mi sobrino, Pedro's son. So I asked Memo to write a song for him. I go, write a song, I want to record this song with him. And I go, the idea is about divorce. Okay, that's the idea of divorce. That he's singing it to his father. That's all I told him. No, the next day he came with a song. He comes and sings it to me, and he brings me, at that time, a cassette, right? Esta se llama Un Papá Nuevo. Ah, China. Papá nuevo? A new daddy, so that's called. A new daddy. Oh, okay. You know? So the song will go, oh my God, when I heard, he had it in a different rhythm, but I changed it to this rhythm. He had it like, I think a bolero, and I go, no, Memo, this is like, yo sé perder, man. This is like real, it's like, let me see, a bit. It's probably here. Ya me voy. No, this is a kid singing, right? Ya me voy de casa. Mi papá ya no nos quiere, porque casi ya no viene, porque dice que mucho tiene de ocupación. Ya me voy de casa, porque siento que mi madre llora solas por mi padre, cuando cree que no la oigo y me duele el corazón. Ya me voy de casa, porque quiero ganar plata y demostrarle a mi papá que yo puedo trabajar para ganar mucho dinero y comprar un papá nuevo que harto quiera mi mamá. Quiero ver a mi mamita con su cara tan bonita, sonreír y ser feliz. Y mis pobres hermanitos, que parecen huerfanitos, no los quiero ver sufrir. Ya me voy de casa, porque quiero ganar plata y demostrarle a mi papá que yo puedo trabajar para ganar mucho dinero y comprar un papá nuevo que harto quiera mi mamá. Now you can imagine a 10-year-old or a 6-year-old or a 7-year-old, little boy or little girl singing that song. But these are songs that you have to, you get, the lyric has to drive you, right? So you put that sort of same, those same rules in effect when you sing any other song. You have to sort of believe in that story. Siendo los laureles, siendo hay unos ojos, siendo por un amor. El mariachi is not really about singing a note. Oh, what beautiful placement he had there. Oh, it was just so crisp and so clear. It's not that. It's like, does the song get to you? Does it hit home? You know, do you want to have a tequila after you heard it? But you know, that's sort of like the idea of you want to get to that place where people hear you sing, people hearing you interpret a lyric, and you say, wow, that's heavy. That song to me, I mean, it's one of the, you know, one day you know what happened? My nephew never recorded it because his voice changed.
Oh.
So, you know. Ya me voy de casa. Doesn't sound the same, right? You know, but that has to be like for just a kid that has a heavy duty voice, no? Yeah, great voice, you know. That's the idea. Vamos a trabajar contigo, a ver.
Okay.
Aplausos aquí.
No sé,
¿Qué te sientes a gusto?
lo que sea, una ranchera, no sé si quieren
¿Una
cambiar
rancherita?
estilo o
¿Qué?
estilo o algo así.
Sí, es un borrachero.
A ver, ella,
¿Ella? Órale. Ahí.
¿eh?
Ok, ahí. Simón.
La, no, no,
Me cansé de
rogarle.
Ok.
Me cansé de rogarle, me cansé de decirle que yo sin ella de pena muero. Ya no quiso escucharme, si sus labios se abrieron fue para decirme ya no te quiero.
Okay, let's hear do it in B flat. Let's see where you're at. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Me cansé de rogarle, me cansé de decirle que yo sin ella de pena muero. Ya no quiso escucharme,
Good.
si sus labios se abrieron fue para decirme ya no te quiero.
What a big difference in that key have for him.
Se me mejor ahí.
¿Sí?
Yeah.
A ver, en do.
A ver, en donde no me oigan. Me cansé de rogarle, me cansé de decirle que yo sin ella de pena muero.
It's a whole different take, right? It's not gonna be you. It's a whole different take for him there.
Sí.
But honestly, I really like it in B flat for him. The interpretation of B flat's a little different. It's less aggressive, and I would even maybe
Sí.
change a little bit of keys. Es más melodiosa en sí, amor.
Is it because I guess donde está, que I have to
Le
kinda-
echas, sí, le echas, es que va con la interpretación,
Yeah.
which sounds good too. But I like with the color of your voice where it's at in B flat. Me cansé.
Cansé de rogarle, me cansé de decirle que yo sin ella de pena muero. Ya no quiso escucharme, si sus labios se abrieron fue para decirme ya no te quiero. Yo sentí que mi vida,
So when you're doing those low,
Yeah.
that you feel they're low,
yeah,
it's like more of a talky voice. Yo sentí que mi vida. Don't try to sing it because then it'll close up on you.
okay.
You have to be more natural. You gotta be more
Más,
natural.
más
here.
algo.
Yo sentí
Que mi vida se perdía en un abismo profundo y negro como mi suerte. Quise hallar el olvido al estilo Jalisco, pero aquellos mariachis y aquel tequila me hicieron llorar.
Very good. When you say Jalisco, say it a little longer. Al estilo Jalisco. A little longer because it's like I'm really getting into your voice. I go, órale, and then all of a sudden you cut off the note.
Okay.
Do you guys feel that sometimes?
Yeah.
It's sort of.
So on this
no,
part-
órale, se oye bien.
en
Yeah,
esta
sí,
parte
sí,
más-
claro, claro. Yeah.
¿Dónde está?
A ver, me cansé de lo. A ver.
Me cansé de rogarle. Ay, what's the next one? Line.
A ver. Con el llanto en los
Los
ojos.
ojos, alcé mi copa y brindé por ella. No podría despreciarme. Era el último brindis de un bohemio con una reina. Los mariachis callaron. De mi mano sin fuerza cayó mi copa sin darme cuenta. Ella quiso quedarse
Eso.
su amor.
Yes. Perfect. En do se oye más escandalosa tu voz, poquito, ¿verdad?
Sí, como que-
But in B flat, it's just like when you get to this part, cuando veo, it's just perfect because you still have it under control, and there's it still has a nice color to it. When you go, ella quiso quedarte.
Ella quiso quedarse cuando vio mi tristeza.
You know, so he could reach it,
Yeah.
but it's you gotta change.
Más.
Sí.
Ella quiso quedarse cuando vio mi tristeza, pero ya estaba
This is
escrito.
and a lot more brighter, right? A little thinner.
Yeah.
Sí.
Here, still the color is there, for me. The mariachi sounds darker, right? Because it's in the key of B flat, so the sound of the mariachi would be a little darker, because of the key. But your voice, which is a principal thing, is better in B flat.
B flat.
Sí.
Okay.
A ver, canta alguna otra cosa.
A ver,
¿Qué cantaste la última vez? ¿Un bolero? Did you sing a bolero last time?
no, se me hace que cante las ciudades, ¿verdad?
Ok.
Gracias, Dales.
A ver,
Sí.
Canta un bolerito.
A ver, ¿de qué manera te olvido?
Sí, un bolero.
Dame.
Verás que no.
Verás que no he cambiado, que estoy enamorado tal vez, igual que ayer. Quizá te comentaron que a solas me miraron llorando tu querer. Y no me da vergüenza que aun con la experiencia que la vida me dio, a tu amor yo me aferro, y aunque ya no lo tengo, no te puedo olvidar. A tu amor yo me aferro, y aunque ya no lo tengo, no te puedo olvidar. ¿De qué manera te olvido? ¿De qué manera yo entiendo?
When you do the O, ¿de qué manera te olvido? Oh.
Más.
No lo opaques, ¿eh?
Ok. ¿De qué manera te olvido? ¿De qué manera yo entierro este cariño maldito que al diario atormenta a mi corazón? ¿De qué manera te olvido si te miro en cualquier gente y tú no quieres ni verme porque te conviene hallar nuestro amor?
Es que tú puedes cantar bolero. Entonces me hablas.
Got you on Periscope. I've been putting everybody on Periscope.
Who's next? Who's next? Maestra, venga.
How about someone is not a big time singer, or maybe someone who's not a mariachi singer already? Come on.
I don't sing.
Okay.
Do you know the lyrics of a song?
Yeah.
¿Sí? A ver,
Well,
venga.
let's try that.
Venga, sí.
Great. I'll do it on
Let's
Periscope.
try it. Let's try it.
Yeah, unless you don't want me to. Well, at least we'll get it out there, and then I can
Oh,
send it to you.
my voice is low.
Okay, ¿qué canción? ¿Qué canción, Marcos?
Paloma Negra.
Ah, eso es lo más. Ya me canso.
Okay.
Ya me canso de llorar y no amanecer. Ya no sé si maldecirte o por ti rezar. Ya no quiero,
Tengo miedo de
Tengo-
buscarte.
y de amigos que te vas.
Okay, so he's got more, you have more of a commercial type of voice. So what we have to find is you have to just enunciate a little bit more. Pronunciar las palabras un poquito más y cantarlas hacia afuera un poquito más. Because I wouldn't want to take away, there's a certain character that you have when you sing, you know. Ya me canso. To me, it's very heartfelt. I don't know, there's something about it. Ya me canso de llorar, very personable, you know. But tienes que aclarar las palabras. A ver.
Ya me canso de llorar y no amanece.
Okay, now, ya me canso. No vibrato balas.
Ya me canso de rogar, de llorar y no amanece.
Siga.
Ya no sé si maldecirte o por ti rezar. Tengo miedo de buscarte y de encontrarte. Donde me aseguran mis amigos que te vas.
See, so there's something about his vibrato that's very different. Now, what I would work with you, obviously, is on the timing of the songs. So right now, you're a little bit off of the timing, but you have a certain character to your voice that's different. I mean, it's a voice that I haven't heard anywhere. You know, something that happened. Usted tiene esa voz también. Es una voz muy, muy distinta. Son voces muy particulares. La de usted, la de él y la de la señora. Tiene una voz muy particular. Tienes una voz muy, muy, no muy usual también. Tú, una voz. O sea, todos tienen algo diferente. Everybody has like their own style of singing, which is great. That's the whole idea of this class, is to see what we could do with a different style. But you would definitely be a challenge to work with. It would be really cool to do something like a Paloma Negra. I mean, even, a ver, ya agarraste. A ver.
Ya agarraste. Ya agarraste.
No, say,
Ya agarraste.
You see how you got it because he changed it to E?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sometimes because especially people that don't have a lot of experience singing, they have problems with sometimes with placement, and it doesn't help their pitch any, right? So that's the way you fix it. You just try it with another vowel or something. You know, that stuff is really right now you did it again, you went flat. Say E. Muy bien, aplausos para él. ¿Cantas, Oscar, o no?
Pues no preparé nada.
¿Te sabes algo?
Sí.
Cualquier cosita, no importa.
No preparé nada, realmente no estaba pensando que iba a cantar.
Ese es el chiste
Okay.
de improvisar.
¿Qué gustas escuchar?
No sé, ¿qué te sientes más a gusto tú?
Pues canto las que piden más o menos,
Sí.
pero quizás un bolero.
¿Un bolero?
Pues
¿Sabor a ti?
estamos tocando también, pero también estamos tocando las de sombras porque,
¿Sí?
porque aquí lo estamos estudiando de todos modos.
Quisiera ver lentamente las venas.
Sí.
A ver.
Quisiera abrir lentamente mis venas, mi sangre toda, vértelas tus pies, para poderte demostrar que más no puedo amar y entonces morir después. Y sin embargo, tus ojos azules
Okay, so Y sin embargo, mira, quisiera ver, dime la letra.
Quisiera abrir lentamente mis venas.
Quisiera abrir lentamente mis venas. ¿Ok? Quisiera abrir. No vibrato, just say,
Okay.
quisiera abrir lentamente mis venas. A ver.
Quisiera abrir.
No,
Sin
quisiera
vibrato.
abrir. Eso.
Quisiera abrir lentamente mis venas.
Eso es. Venas. ¿Ya?
Ok.
Quisiera abrir
Lentamente.
lentamente mis venas.
Quisiera abrir lentamente mis venas.
See, so how you say it has a lot to do how, you know, the delivery, right? So you sometimes you need somebody from the outside to start telling you, say, you know, if you say this in this way, it's going to help you. Because then you have a fast vibrato. You hear your vibrato. Your
Yeah.
vibrato's fast. Now there's a vibrato that's from the stomach. I don't know if you ever tried it. That comes from down here, which could slow it down. People that have fast vibratos and they want to slow it down, that's what they do. They change it to here. So they'll do it's almost a breathy kind of vibrato. Quisiera abrir lentamente mis venas. That kind of vibrato. Very Bee Gees.
The Gibbs. Sounds like the Gibbs.
Bee Gees, you know? Exactly. So a lot of times they look for different ways of doing things like that, or saying things, saying them.
Okay.
Example, Lucha Villa's one that didn't really have, she was very uncomfortable with her vibrato. So her whole idea of singing was really telling a story and making almost like certain noises of the way that she would say certain lyrics, you know. So she would sing like, a medias de la noche te soñaba. She would say that. She would sing, a medias de la noche. No, she would, a medias de la noche te soñaba. And that was enough to say, wow, órale, Lucha, you know. She didn't need to do the, Lola Beltran was a whole different animal. Ella sang, right? No. So you have to sort of find a way of, okay, which way, how can I do this to sound, you know, as comfortable as possible to what you want to do, right? So when you, quisiera abrir lentamente mis venas. It's almost like if you're playing an instrument, right?
Yeah.
But you're sort of singing it melodically, even trying to sing it without the words first, to say, how would I embellish this, you know, when I'm singing, playing. And you start working with different ways and recording yourself and being your worst critic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the best way of doing it, right? Because, you know, some people, there are trumpet players that don't sing. They don't sing. You know what? I'm more of a player. But I want to know in which way I could do it, because sometimes you could come across as a director. Not all directors are singers. Not all of them. There's just some that have great vision, but they're not singers. But they're great at noticing when somebody else, you know, why don't you try it this way? This is, you know. See? Muy bien. Muy bien. Anybody else want to try something? Or you have any questions?
I have a question,
Yes.
or maybe a technique question. So when kids are singing, because they're not very comfortable with that speech singing, Michael sort of mentioned it at the beginning, our beginning level class today. It's kind of as if to say, my darling, I love you. Da 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 da. And if you speak it, then you say, okay, now let's take that speech, okay, and now take what you just said poetically, and now turn that into the melody. Take that and just fold it into the singing part.
That's basically what I try to tell them. It's got to,
So maybe they could speak it, you know, kind of act it.
See?
And then I noticed when Felipe was singing, you know, his hands go up and all that kind of stuff. And I would think that would help you, wouldn't it, to have some body motion? Because standing still and singing is a choir thing kind of, but it's hard to stand still and sing, Melina, right?
It's a low confidence.
Yeah, because you're not like, you know, but I mean, right?
Yeah.
Man, the whole acting thing really helps too.
I think that would help a lot.
I've seen people come out of their shells, you know.
Yeah.
Fernando, one of the guys in my group, I mean, when he came, you know, beautiful voice, and wow, but man, it was like a piece of ice, you know. And I go, hey, Fernie, man, you should take some acting lessons. That'll help you, like, feel a little bit more confident about what you're saying. And yeah, he did. He took acting lessons. Man, it helped him so much. Even when he needs to do this, when he's singing, instead of standing there, he would stand there. The mariachis, a lot of mariachis still, you know, they still sing like mariachis, you know. They don't sing like an artist. And when you're up there and you're the front person of that song, you gotta make people feel that you're an artist.
See, and I think I'm always stuck behind the guitarron, so
What,
I'm not
honey?
used to.
Oh, yeah, that's right,
Yeah,
you're on the
'cause you're
guitar.
singing with
Right,
guitarron.
I play, and so it's
Yeah.
kind of like my.
Well, that's a
Your security
special
blanket.
situation there, right?
Yeah.
But you have to make people feel that they're watching an artist when you're singing, you know. No un mariachi está cantando, de la Sierra Morena, está pensando de él, you know. He doesn't care what they think of him singing, but when you're singing and you know what, I want to see if I could make these people, you know, feel something here. Yes.
You were talking about your nephew, that his voice changed. Do you work with students at that time when the voices are changing? Because I tried to help somebody. He wanted to do Vicente Hernandez so bad that he couldn't do it. He couldn't even find the note because his voice is changing. It's like almost he doesn't even hear it. He didn't even hear it, so he didn't know how to correct it.
Yeah. You know, technically, I don't know. I would really just stay in his comfort zone. I wouldn't want to push it. I mean,
No.
it's probably like all over the place when they have that break and they're going through that whole break and it's changing.
It is, so I
and
just took
that-
down the octave,
There-
and that's all I could do, but,
Yeah.
you know.
There are certain situations of singers that they've sung through that whole thing. I mean, I asked Luis Miguel, like, well, how do you do it? Like, ¿cómo le haces? You know, like, he sings like 5 nights a week, 2 hours. You've seen the show.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
I've seen him do like 30 nights in a row, you know. And, you know, I see him warming up, he goes, ooh. I go, who told you those exercises? He goes, you know what? Honestly, I sort of worked myself what makes sense in my head and for my instrument. He goes, but when my voice was changing, my dad didn't give me any rest. My dad made me sing through my whole change of voice. And it stayed, I kept my range up. That's what he said. Word for
Well,
him.
yeah, but you know, that what he did was, he didn't necessarily have him singing selections, he had him singing. Which means like, if you keep singing up in your head voice and down as low as you can, just keep vocalizing. And you know, because kids will be able, even if they're going through the change, boys can still sing up in the head and pull it down. As long as they're, you know, what's the word I want to say, audiating. You know, as long as they're doing something, just to keep the voice going, because eventually they'll come out of
If
it.
you keep him in tune with if he has a falsetto voice, I don't know if he does.
Yeah.
No, he didn't, yeah.
He lost all that
He
too?
lost all that too.
Yeah, he did. So
Well,
it was
Yeah,
really
you
fun.
just said
Hard
you have to
figure out
wait.
how to
There's-
help.
Like
Just a
siren
situation.
it, you know, I've seen choral directors actually do a technique where they, stand up a second, I want to show you something. Okay, this is a choral technique I saw where the choral person said, all right, like so I'm singing, and the boys are going, they sing down a fourth. It's the weirdest thing and they parallel you, right? Okay, so I go, sing down a fourth. Good, okay, good. So I'm going to do this. Okay, we're going to have you rev up that sound until you find my voice, okay?
You still want me down
Everyone needs to lift the voice. Until you find my voice.
Okay.
And when he finds my voice, it just goes boing, you know, and they find it. Okay, then when they start to find it, did you hear it lock like that?
Yeah.
It's amazing how when they find it, they get it. Now they feel where it's supposed to be. So and that's a great little technique when the boys are singing down below you a fourth all the time, you know, but try that if you have that problem, and what you will with boys. You know, especially a woman singing, because you know, when a man sings with a guy, it's a little different, but they always want to sing, you know, in the wrong octave and all that, it's just weird. Good job, Tim.
Yeah. You locked in. But yeah, it's very important. Yeah?
So speaking of working with the young voices, how do you make sure, like you said, they can blow out their voice really easily? How do you make sure that they're singing stylistically appropriately, but they're not?
You know, when they're very young, I mean, like what we did with Canta Mariachi Canta, we sort of keep them in their head voice, just to play it safe. You know, at that age, just head voice, so they could know their head voice. You know, that's everybody's it's a different story with everybody. You know, with their voice. You know, they just have a different instrument. You just have to know what you're hearing as far as if they're pushing, if they're hurting their voice or not. And you know, trying to change keys. You know, sometimes you have to do that. I think that's the biggest.
I think so.
That's the hardest thing right now because I hear a lot of kids. I mean, I think they're hurting their voices a lot because a lot of songs are in the wrong keys. And girls, especially, they're singing like in voice keys. They're saying, oh my God, what's going to happen to her voice? I'm thinking, oh my God, she's only 14. What's going to happen when she's 19 or 20, you know? You know, you have to just make wise choices and pick the right type of repertoire and the right keys.
And it will come.
What other ages?
6th through 8th grade, so
Yeah.
11 through 14.
11 through 14, they're right at that.
that's
Just sometimes if they could still sing, you know, their head voice. I mean, I know my son when he went through that, he was nowhere near that. He was like, hey, pareces becerro. You know, so I would keep him an octave lower. You know, just play it safe. Don't hurt yourself. See where you're at. See, can you make this? Oh, could you make that noise? You know, it's like totally gone. You know, so just keep them an octave lower from everyone else.
There's an app called the Amazing Slow Downer. We'll take anything that you have and we'll put it in any key and won't change the tempo.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's a great app. Amazing Slow Downer.
Other
It's hard
questions?
though because there's so much.
Could you say a little something about how you put together trios and quartets?
Ooh, you know, the old school way. The old school way is, this is listening to progressions. Like for instance, a D. I don't know what. Just pick any bolero. Pick whatever. I don't know. Whatever.
Hablando claro.
Sabor a mí.
Sabor a mí. Tanto tiempo disfrutamos, tanto tiempo disfrutamos de este amor. Tanto así. So I'm hearing. I'm hearing that within these chords. So.
Tanto tiempo disfrutamos. Tanto tiempo disfrutamos.
Tanto tiempo disfrutamos de este amor.
Nuestras almas se acercaron. Tanto así que yo guardo tu sabor.
You listen, como tú llevas también sabor a mí. You listen.
Si negaras mi presencia
En tu vivir
bastaría
por
con
abrazarte y conversar. Tanta vida yo te di solo que por fuerza llevas ya sabor a mí. I'm just filling in the triad, you know, but I'm hearing sabor a mí. I'm not going sabor a mí, sabor a mí. I'm staying within that fourth or that third, because I know I'm either a fourth down or a third down if I'm the second voice. And if I'm the third voice, I'm singing either in sixths, right? Sabor a mí, sabor a mí, as opposed to sabor a mí. That's sort of, it's in the chord, but it doesn't sound pleasant. It's sabor a mí, right? Can you do that? Sabor a mí,
sabor a mí,
sabor a mí,
sabor a mí,
sabor a mí. Eh? Sabor a mí. Right?
sabor
I want to make it sound a little bit more. Sabor. Second part. I'm adding the ninth. And it still sounds good because it's sort of like what we call an extension polychord. Now that goes into knowing chords also, right? Harmony, modern harmony. But yeah, the trios, I don't know, we improvise trios like for fun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, my dad never sat me down. Mira, discos porque este es do menor y no para el no. Never. ¿Qué no oyes, pendejo? Yeah, the hard way. Can you hear where the chord is going? And by just listening, that even helped me, improvise segundas. The trumpet, terceras. I have no problem playing third trumpet without even practicing a part. Sometimes they're playing like, they'll go from thirds to sixth, first and second trumpet, and I'm filling in the gaps. I'm not doing your just standard 3-part harmony like when you write it out. Sometimes I'll jump from a third to a segunda third, to try to fill in the gaps when they're doing it. But that's just listening. Hablando claro, I've never done it in trio, but you go. So if I do hablando claro, siento en el alma, you sing it first.
No, I'm just learning it. So.
Do you know
Everybody
it?
else knows it. No, I'm just learning it.
Siento en el alma muchas ganas.
But I'm learning, so I
Sí.
can. Siento en el alma.
Okay, sí. Mira.
We're having trouble.
Siento en el alma muchas ganas de llorar, pero no lloro porque tengo mucho orgullo. Has destrozado este amor que fue tan tuyo, no más por irme por el mundo aventurar. You understand what I mean? So I'm filling in the third part, right? Now I'm going to change the third part, right? Sing it, but sing it with rhythm. One. Siento en el alma muchas ganas de llorar, pero no lloro porque tengo mucho orgullo. Has destrozado ese amor que fue tan tuyo, no más por irme por el mundo aventurar. That's what the trio is like, los tanques, you sing that kind of trio. Not so straightforward ranchero, no? Right? Now you sing third. Siento en el alma muchas ganas de llorar, pero no lloro porque tengo mucho orgullo. Has destrozado este amor que fue tan tuyo, no más por irte por el mundo aventurar. Right? Por el mundo aventurar. So it's pretty much parallel, right? So it's not that different.
Now I know it.
Yeah, right? Or you do another one.
There's another one in here that.
Hay unos ojos que si me miran.
That's a good one.
Hay unos ojos. Hay unos ojos. Hay unos ojos que si me miran, hacen que mi alma tiemble de amor. Son unos ojos tan primorosos, ojos más lindos no he visto yo. I'm just making it sort of completing those triads, right? It's sort of a form of listening, and the more you try to do it, push yourself to listen, all of a sudden you find yourself harmonizing with just you hear somebody and all of a sudden you're harmonizing, doing a second voice or a third voice. Now going into 4-part, that's totally, that has to be written out, that's, doing that kind of stuff. And then transfer, takes it.
With your solecitos, I noticed, like, ¿cuál es la canción? You guys had a song, when you guys, you find it easier with students to when you're doing 2 voices, to use 6s, parallel 6, I think is that probably better to start them off like when you're, que canten.
Either thirds or sixths, it works. I try to keep them there, or unisons.
¿Cuál es la canción que se,
Cariño, ¿o no?
no, en un camión pasajero?
Sí, son esos ojos de...
Ajá, los papás cantan.
Sí.
Porque ahí está la niña cantando arriba, y ella estaba cantando.
Sí.
Six, pretty much
Sí,
the whole time. ¿no?
yeah. Ajá, porque lleva la mera melodía. She's actually singing la segunda arriba.
Okay.
Yeah, sometimes you could turn them around. You have that option too.
Yeah.
You know?
We're in the intermediate, and we're working on reloj.
Uh-huh.
That's a hard, two-part harmony that we haven't been able to get.
That's going to depend on the chords that you have. You know, I don't know what chords you have.
Yeah.
What key is it in?
G.
In G? For a girl, right?
Yeah. Mariachi. And Bridget, yeah, we're all.
Who sings it?
And that's the other thing, they have me singing it up an octave, that seems too high.
They want us to drop it.
Yeah, that
They
just
want us
seems
to
too.
drop it off.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, if you sing the melody, reloj no marque las horas,
It's written.
reloj no marque las horas.
It's written. Yeah. Yeah, so it goes pretty high. I mean, I don't mind singing high, but it just doesn't sound right.
No más, it's right there where it's supposed to be.
Yeah, for men. For men.
No, men is in D. No. Men is in D. Reloj no marque las horas. This is for women in chest voice.
Okay, so it should be down to octave. Yeah.
Yeah, there.
But here it's written, you know it's written high, so I was just like reading it and I go,
No,
because
that's
I've never
it.
seen this before.
Yeah.
So it goes down an octave.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there, like if you're doing trio, reloj,
Yeah.
reloj, reloj, no marques las
Yes,
horas,
please sing it.
porque voy a enloquecer. Ella sueña para siempre, cuando amanezca otra vez, no más nos queda esta noche para vivir nuestro amor. Y tu tic-tac me recuerda mi irremediable dolor. Reloj, detén tu camino, porque mi vida se apaga en esta estrella que alumbra mi ser. Yo sin tu amor no. It depends when, like I wouldn't do all of them in trio,
Seems like it
you
should be in
know.
another
Some little parts. Detén el tiempo en tus manos. Detén el tiempo en tus manos. Haz esta noche perpetua. Haz esta noche perpetua, perpetua, perpetua. Haz esta noche perpetua. Haz esta noche perpetua. Haz esta noche perpetua. See, it's driving you crazy, the harmonies, right?
Yeah.
So that's the first rule, is that you have to be very secure in your part. Yeah, in your part. Yeah, you have, it has to become very, it shouldn't bother you to hear a second or a third harmony at all. Yeah, there's some people that they sing well and then, ooh, they hear a harmony, all of a sudden they go unison with the harmony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you teach rolling your R's?
Rolling, I don't know. Can you go
No, I can't.
right?
My wife always tries to teach me. I always look dumb. I'm sitting at dinner going. You know?
Can I say something about that?
Yeah.
My students ask me that, and I tell them to go like this. Da-da, 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 until you get
Say
it fast.
His question.
Then you have to move to Mexico for 6 months and eat Mexican food. Maestra, we got a candidate here.
When you harmonize you do that third voice, it's just, you do a fifth, you do just this, or what are you?
Sometimes, we go back to what influences you, the kind of trios that you listen to, you really have to find a trio that you like and the style of their harmonization. You have Trio Los Panchos, that were more traditional. You have Trio Los Haces that were more progressive. Sol is very much Trio Los Haces, you know. Los Tres Reyes, I mean, there's so many, you know. It depends how you want, where the harmonies sort of take you, right? It depends where. You got to give me an example of a song, and then I'll give you the example of a harmony, right? You know, there's some songs that are more difficult because the chord changes are more.
For example, Camino de Michoacán.
Well, that's not a trio song, but I mean, I don't mind doing it.
Can you do a trio on Hema?
Oh,
Which one?
Hema.
Hema? Aquí para usted. Como piedra preciosa, como divina joya, varios años. A ver. Tú. A ver.
Como piedra preciosa, como divina joya.
See, you're singing the third. You're singing the natural six, like a second trumpet, right? So it just depends. You know what I mean? You gotta know where you're filling in the chord. Tú, como piedra preciosa, como divina joya, valiosa de verdad. So it's more of a free lead, right? You know, tú. Sing up. Como piedra preciosa, como divina joya. Tú, como piedra preciosa, como divina joya, valiosa de verdad. So if you guys aren't sure what's going to happen with us, tú como piedra preciosa, como divina joya, valiosa de verdad. A ver. Como piedra preciosa, como divina joya. Okay, sing it out loud now.
Como piedra preciosa, como divina joya, valiosa de verdad.
Yeah, so it's very hard for me to sing third when I don't hear the rest of the chord. You know, so everybody's got to be sort of on the same page on filling in the gaps of the chord. You got to hear.
¿Y cuántos conoces?
Como piedra preciosa, como divina joya. See, now mechanically I'm telling you your part. The idea is for you to hear them.
Yeah.
Mira.
Como piedra preciosa, como divina joya, valiosa de verdad. Valiosa de verdad. Como piedra preciosa, como divina joya.
La segunda.
Valiosa de verdad.
Eso.
Valiosa de verdad.
See, I'm telling you the third, eh? Mira, tú como piedra preciosa. I would go unison with her. Tú como piedra preciosa, como divina joya, valiosa de verdad. She'll peel off up. Mira, tú como piedra. And go unison.
como piedra preciosa.
Eso, mira.
Como piedra preciosa, como divina joya.
You see how all of a sudden it works?
Sí, yeah.
Because you see where it peels off, but you got to be able to hear that.
Yeah.
You know, where you're
And
going to
so
start
if
at.
If it's hard for, us to, that if some of us don't do harmony, it's hard for us, can you imagine? I've been trying to teach harmony to even 5th and 6th and 7th and 8th. 5th and 6th, they don't quite get it at all, even the 2-part harmony. They keep on wanting to sing, they branch off for a little while.